Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. This video is about Pat Robertson. Now, first, I'd like to point out that the most obvious thing in the world is that Christ is going to chastise people, and I'm Christ, and that he's going to put an emphasis on the churches. You see that in Revelation in the first couple chapters or so. Okay, chastising the churches for lying about God, for not being brave, what have you. It's also extremely painful to listen to these people's arguments. I already know that they're wrong. I know that there's some kind of puppet. Okay, and they make arguments that are outrageous. I know there's a bunch of people following them, including attractive females, why attractive females are shunning me. So you look at Pat Robertson's argument, it's unbelievably retarded. He made the mistake of committing to the idea that God will reveal to him what is going to happen in the future. People who do that are wrong. When I was younger, maybe 10, 15 years ago, I toyed with the idea and I saw what happens and I said, look, that's not how God talks to people. Basically, you're going to end up thinking that you're right or something, or you're going to end up thinking you failed and you're going to drop it. But that's not how being a prophet works, right? Pro-P-heat, profit, right? Proof, pro-of, profound, right? Martial arts are deeper, more profound than other things in society in their true monotheistic and deep form. Mind, body, soul, and spirit coming into a form, the ideal form, can only be done in monotheistic martial arts, and the pinnacle of it is the Royal African Falcon Martial Art Order. After I'm gone, no one will be able to achieve that. Now, this person tried to predict the 2020 election. A lot of people in the comments didn't pick up on that. They thought he was talking about the I believe it's the 1611 election, right? Okay, but he was talking about the 2020 election, where Trump lost. Trump won the 2016 election, and he won the 2024 election, not the 2020 election. And so Pat Robertson, this guy, all kinds of people were following, committed to the idea that Trump was going to win that election, and that there's going to be these major events that did not happen, and those events didn't happen. We have minor skirmishes in Iran. Maybe it will turn into something else. Maybe not. But he was wrong about his core prediction because he doesn't know what he's talking about. He thought being a prophet has to do with praying to God and getting some kind of vision, and that's not what the Bible is saying. There's also been a story of somebody who thought that they could have faith and walk on water, and they tried and they drowned in front of a bunch of their followers. They don't know what they're talking about. And if you look at this playlist, you see I've effectively rebuked them all in no time flat. Maybe I saw a 5-minute clip of them. Maybe I saw a 30-minute clip of them that fast. People who committed their whole lives, tons of their followers followed them for years, and that fast I was able to say they're wrong and they're evil and you shouldn't follow them. Pretty straightforward. Changing the sound of my voice and my speech patterns doesn't change that. Okay, so how do we know he's wrong? Well, first of all, he's being vague, and on top of that, he's wrong. He knows he's talking to a bunch of viewers who don't understand Matthew 24 and Thessalonians and the other scriptures he's citing, right? 2 Peter. And he talks about it as if those are literal events that are going to happen. And on top of that, he says that a great horde from the Russian border, Iranians, what have you, these Muslims are going to go attack Israel, and that, magically God is going to defend Israel and so on and so forth. First of all, Israel has technology. The Bible goes on and on about people relying on technology and their flesh, right? The chariots of Egypt, which were examples of technology back then, and their flesh-based might. And Isaiah, what have you. They're not relying on God to save them. They're relying on technology. And the United States of America, secular governments, bunch of LGBT people, feminists, pagans, fake Christians, you name it. Not the Spirit of God. And then they're talking about a group that is small. The nations defending them outnumber than the people attacking them. There's like more people in America than most of the Middle East, if not all the Middle East. There's not that many people live in the Middle East. The concentrations of people are in America. They're in Asia, okay? They're in certain places in Africa. They're not so much in the Middle East. Yeah, Iran has what, like 80 million people or so? America has 342 million people. So there's a bigger horde defending. Then there's NATO and so on and so forth. And China and Russia are hardly giving them any aid. So he's way the hell off. And he thought that, or he was, and he passed away, and that's his legacy of just being a liar and a false prophet and just a liar. When the Bible says you know them by what they say, what they say, including what they say is going to come to pass. I can tell you with certainty that there's a God. I can tell you with certainty that when a sane person looks back at the timeline, they see that I've triumphed. If they are aware of what's going on here, they see that righteousness is greater than wealth. These are things that you can find reliable. That is what the Bible is about. It's about wisdom. It's not about having a dream and saying that's going to happen. Those things are figurative. And when you compare the two models and what you should find reliable, what you should commit to, should you commit to a book that says that people have dreams, they can be faked, they can collaborate with people in secret societies when there's cults, secret societies, corporations, governments, clandestine organizations, intelligence agencies all over the world? You're going to commit to the idea that somebody who had a dream is a prophet? Or should you commit to what you know for sure is morally precise, what you know for sure that an all-wise, an all-knowing, all-good, and all-powerful God would expect the righteous person to commit to? What you should commit to is what the one true God, who is all-good, all-knowing, and all-powerful, would expect a righteous person to commit to. And that's not a book that is vague, that people are arguing is pointing to prophecies from people who have a vision. Some scatterbrained Jew or Gentile saying, I saw a dream. And some people in cults saying, going behind the scenes to make it true. And they say, he was right. Oh my gosh, he was right. And this little girl saw Jesus in her swimming pool. Okay, that's stupid. That's stupid. I expect more from all of you.